Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about our plans for summer 2021. Is that the right year? Yes. Our plans for schooling through the summer of 2021. This video is in collaboration with Abby over at Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. I will be sure to add their channels down below, as well as the playlist link, so you can take a look at some other homeschooling mamas and see what their plans are for the summer. Now for us, I am a homeschool mom to 3 children. My oldest is just turned 14. I have a just turned 8-year-old and a just turned 6-year-old. All of their birthdays are one right after the other. And this school year, we had started actually schooling with a charter school in California. And then in October, we ended up moving to Utah. So we left our charter school and began schooling on our own. So with that, and then some other life changes that ended up happening, school was very bare bones and minimal for us this year. We were just getting the core subjects that we wanted to get in. So Bible, math, reading, and then we tried to get in some game schooling and things like that, just to keep the kids interested and not feel so overwhelmed with life, because like I said, there was a big move. We had some other personal life-changing things that happened, and it could be a lot. And rather than taking a complete break, which we don't like to do anyways, I like to keep the kids kind of just still doing things. We are going to go ahead and touch on a few bases and actually continue on with a few more things for each of my children. So let's start with all of my kids. All of us are going to continue doing Bible every morning. And the reason that we're going to continue doing this is because it's not a subject that is just going to be during our school year. I want the kids to really understand that the Bible is a book that is a lifetime decision and a lifetime relationship that you have with our Lord Jesus Christ. And so I don't want them to see it as just something that they're checking off their list or another subject to grade in. We don't grade Bible, if you're wondering, but I want them to really establish that relationship and that foundation. And so we are going to continue doing that as with me and the kids in the morning time. We are doing a study. The study that we're using is Apologia from the Who Am I series. And of course, that is the one book I didn't bring with me for my little setup here, but I will try to insert a picture somewhere for you to see which one we're doing in. And it's making for some really great conversations. So I'm going to continue doing that with them, probably over breakfast time, which has been working really well for us. The other thing that we are going to continue doing is my daughter is 8 and she's a little bit of a struggling reader, and she's kind of making some big leaps right now, big leaps and bounds, I feel like. And so I'm going to continue on that memento with her. So we're going to continue checking out lots of library books and things like that. But we have also been using the Moffat Girls Ready to Read units. This is what the instruction booklet looks like. This is printed at half page. So I take their instruction or their lesson plans and I print them in booklet form. So it comes out a little bit smaller. And then I do print it in a different way than she advises, or I don't even think I print them smaller. And then I just have each lesson for them in one of these page protectors. They have lots of little hands-on things. This is where we're at, so I know where the lesson plan booklet is. That's the lesson that we're doing or we're finishing up. So it has a lot of hands-on manipulative type things, and it just keeps her interest. So I really like doing this with her. So we're going to continue doing that. It doesn't take long at all, and it works really well. If you're interested in seeing how I set up the Moffat Girls curriculum, some of it because we also do a couple other things from her, let me know in the comments down below, and I'd be more than happy to share. Along with that, for my youngest son, who is on the autism spectrum, we are just going to try to incorporate more of a sensory diet throughout our day, and just see what we can do to continue to get those sensory needs met for him, and continue on trying to just understand him the best we can so that we can help him. We don't have any assistance for him right now. I've been in the process for the last several months trying to find out what we can do and how we can gain some, but it is a long, sticky kind of thing that's ending up happening. Our insurance doesn't cover anything. I'm just trying to find cash options, etc. It's a whole other video. But so for now, I'm still doing research on my own and trying to create a sensory diet for him. Along with that, we're going to just continue doing some learning, more hands-on learning type activities. Some of the things I actually really love doing with him are, there is a woman on, I think she's really more active on Instagram. Her handle is Days with Gray. And she has these cards that have great little, these are just two of them, activities for them, learning activities. And I think she calls them morning activities, but honestly, you can do them whenever you want. So we have bought some of her cards, and we're going to do continue with some of those activities and just do a couple more things. Along with that, everybody's going to continue with Fun Fridays, which is where we do our field trips or game schooling day. If you're not familiar with what game schooling is, it's basically where you take games and you use it in your school and you use it to help educate the children and help them to learn new things. So I'm going to continue looking around at thrift stores and sales and things like that, because it can get expensive to try to go from no games to build up your game bundle or game storage. So I'm going to continue looking for that. Some of the things that I did just purchase is this USA card game, and it's just learn about the USA, how well do you know the states, match state geography cards with fact cards. So we found this actually at our local grocery store, and they had it on sale, so we picked that up. The other one is this really cute Eric Carle ABC game. It's got this teeny tiny board inside. I can show you. Comes in the little tin, and I love these because then it's all self-contained, but it's just got this little thing here, and then this obviously is aimed more at my youngers so that they can really incorporate or really have that concrete understanding of the letters and the sounds that they make. So we're going to continue doing things like that. Another option or another thing that we're going to be doing during the summer is creating a art/STEM cart. So we have one of those, it's not from IKEA. I think our cart is actually from Costco, but like several years ago. And it's just the rolling cart with a couple of bins on it. IKEA Raskog, I'm probably butchering that name, is the cart that's most famous, I think. So what I'm going to do is create a STEM cart/art. So we're going to have different supplies in there for them to create art if they want to. And then I'm going to have other little cards and things like this in there, little cards, little STEM challenges. These cards, I believe I purchased from Teachers Pay Teachers. I'll leave the link down below. And then we also have like fairy tale STEM cards, where this one is design and create a tower for Rumpelstiltskin. So just fun little things like this to kind of spark their imagination and get them going on items. And then lastly, for my oldest son, who will be entering high school, he wanted to go ahead and get a jump start on his credits. And what he decided he wanted to do during the summer was geography. Geography was not one of my favorite subjects in school, in high school, so I kind of looked around to make it as fun as possible, because I really feel like when your children are thoroughly engaged in their learning is when things are going to stick with them more. It's not very important for me that they just memorize facts and pass the test and move on. I'm really trying to create a love of learning for them, and so that's kind of where we look into our, I don't know if you'd call it our philosophy, but that's kind of where I come from when I'm looking at things for school. So we decided to go ahead and go with Around the World in 180 Days. This is the teacher manual, and then this is the student workbook. I got both of these. This is an older edition, but still works. And I got both of these off of eBay. So that is another quick tip for you if you're looking for curriculum. Don't be afraid to buy the older version. I mean, clearly check it out and see if it fits best for you, but it's a way that we are learning or trying to figure out how to save and make sure that we're really budgeting for our school. So we're going to do this, and this looks really I didn't want it to be really dry, and this looks like it would be fitting for him, for my son. Now, every child is different. I don't know, like this looks like it would fit well for my oldest. I'm not sure how my daughter would do with it, but thankfully I have a few years before I have to get into high school geography with her. And basically it looks like you are just reading a couple of things, facts about different areas, and then answering some questions. So really cut and dry, really simple. But to go along with that, we also picked up this cookbook, Eat Your Way Around the World. And as we dig into the different areas of the world, we're going to talk about their food sources, what they're eating, and why and how this affects their diets and how it affects just life overall. He's very interested in learning more about cooking, and so I think this will be a great segue and a great way to keep his attention into it. And so this book we actually picked up from Rainbow Resources, and again I'll leave that link down below for you. And it is just a little cookbook that has, I think it actually goes with a different curriculum that they have on there, but you can purchase it separately. And it just has different areas and then foods that you can cook from that area. And then it goes through, and it does take care to have mostly ready available foods that you can purchase nearby, so that it's not as complicated. I mean, we kind of just summed through it, but it's not as complicated trying to find really hard to find ingredients. And then it has, you know, little tidbits and things like that. And back at the end, it's really cute. It has a passport type paper that you can either print out, or I think what we're going to do is make copies for all the kids so that they can all feel like they're involved in theirs. But I have it upside down, a little food passport, and then you can put a little stamp in it every time they cook from an area. And then it also has my food journal. We're probably going to make copies of this, or just get him a separate journal that he can keep track of things for. So I ate this meal at, who cooked it, and it just, you know, did you set the table a special way? How did the food taste? What did you like best? What did you like least? That kind of things. And then just kind of ask for a little more information on that. So that's fun. Again, if you want to follow along with us on our journey through some of these, let me know and I'd be more than happy. I know my son would be more than happy also to create some videos to let you know how that experience goes for us. I don't have a set schedule set for school, so it's not like on Monday we're doing this, on Tuesday we're doing that. I don't have a set schedule. I do have a very loose kind of thing that I want to hope for. So like I said earlier, Bible will be daily. The other thing that we are going to continue on with is our math. So we use Matthew C, and both of my kids are nearly finishing their books, or about from somewhere between, they're about 3/4 way of the book. And so we like to go ahead and continue with math. We don't do it daily, so we'll probably do it like 2 to 3 days a week, just to keep them afresh and not lose any of that, I'm not sure the word I'm looking for here, but not lose any of the momentum that we're going with. So we're going to continue with math also. And like I said, I don't have a set schedule. I don't have a set schedule now, I should say. Now, a month into summer, I could find that it is too loosey-goosey for us, and that we thrive better having set days, and we may switch it up. And that is the beauty of homeschooling, is that if it's not working, you can always switch it up and change it and tweak it so that it does work for you and your family and your kiddos. We have had to change things frequently just this year alone. And every summer, every school year looks different than the others. And that is a-okay. That is totally fine. And you need to really, when you're looking at your homeschool, it is great to look at other mamas and get ideas and inspiration from them. But I would encourage you to really step away from straight comparing, because that is where heartache can come in, and then it can hurt, and you can start being like, well, their kids are here and my kids are not, or my kids are here and maybe they should be there. It is okay. Every baby is different and everyone is learning at their own pace. And even for me, I feel like I have to preach that to myself quite often and remind myself that these are my kiddos, and this is our school, and we are just doing the very best we can with the grace of God. I do have a homeschool mama tell me at the very beginning of my journey, and I tell every homeschool mama I know, that these are your babies. No one is going to love them more than you except for God himself. And so you are equipped and you can do the very best for them because you want the very best for them. So I would encourage you to keep that in mind as you're looking to your summer. And if you decide to just take the entire summer off because that's best for you and your family, that is amazing. If you decide to do school through it, that is your choice too. You do what's best for you and your family. I hope that this video was helpful or inspirational at all to you. If it spoke to you, please let me know by leaving a comment down below. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And then consider hitting the subscribe button as it would help our channel so much. God bless.